Hello and welcome to this week's Buyside weekly webinar. My name is Eric Williams, an account manager here at Buyside, and today we'll be talking about the buyer market analysis. To go over a quick agenda for today's webinar, we're going to go over what is a buyer market analysis, when would I use a BMA, how to generate a BMA, and how to talk to the BMA. First and foremost, a buyer market analysis is there to supplement your traditional CMA when you go on a listing presentation or some sort of marketing presentation with a potential seller. Now, where a CMA talks about listings and comps and inventory or past inventory, past solds, and really supply, we can round out that conversation by talking about what buyers, real-time buyers, are doing right now in the market, and be able to drill down as it pertains to that, what buyers are out there looking for your particular potential listing. When would I use a BMA? As I mentioned, inside of listing presentations to supplement that CMA, there's also other presentations that if you've ever had anybody, I'm sure you have, ask, how's the market? Well, instead of answering, good or bad, we can answer with, are you a buyer or are you a seller? Let me run a quick BMA to be able to show you if they're a seller. So we have different opportunities all around us, not just in listing presentations, but to be able to get an appointment. We can even use that BMA. We're going to get into how to generate a BMA in just a second, and then how to talk to the BMA as we walk through that presentation. But before I do, I just want to make you, I want to let you know about these resources that you have at your fingertips that you may not have known about. First, we have our Buyside Insiders group, which is a Facebook group comprised of Buyside users that show best practices, tips, tricks. They like to share with other Buysiders or even ask questions how others are leveraging Buyside. It's a great resource to check out. So to join, you can go to buysideinsiders.com. Additionally, if you have questions, please email support@getbuyside.com. We've got a world-class support team that's waiting for you and your questions, or if you have any questions on how to use it, or if there's something that may be missing, please reach out to our support team. Additionally, I'll show you in a minute as well how to get to our help center that's got great articles, videos, and webinars. If you have any other questions on how Buyside works, and to be given a tour around Buyside as a whole. Now let's jump into your dashboard. So we're going to see how we can generate a BMA. So inside of your dashboard, you're going to see at the top, you're going to see a BMA tab, which if we were to click, we can see where to enter an address for this listing before the listing presentation. So I have an address here, 4060 Ventura. We'll auto suggest the address. We select it. This is a short, easy way. You should be able to get it up and running and generated within 5 minutes. Just a couple clicks of the mouse. That's the only time I even touch the keyboard. So we can see here that it's a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,500 square foot. It's a single family detached. All of that looks good. I can click the next button. Next are the values, where we can select our AVMs, our automated valuation models that we can show on the report. Everybody knows about Zestimates. We may or may not want to be talking about it, but the fact of the matter is every consumer, every homeowner knows the Zestimate of their property and take it as gospel sometimes. So we need to be prepared to get that Zestimate objection when we get into these listing presentations. So I've chosen all 3 that I want to show. In addition, you don't have to, this is just optional. We can show our own estimate. If we've seen the property before, we can choose our estimate that we think that the listing, if we were to win it, where we'd be thinking of listing. So I am putting between 1.25 and 1.5. The next section is the buyer section. We can see that there are 10 featured buyers here. We can see the slider if we decided to display something other than the 1.25 to 1.5. We can see in this case, I have 10 featured buyers to show. We click generate, and off we go. It takes about 60 seconds for the report to generate, to be able to pull in all the data and make a nice 6-page PDF to be able to bring off to our listing presentation. One thing that we do recommend is that you not only do it the night before, but do it right before the presentation, because buyers enter, exit the market all the time. This is a real-time buyer report that we want to be able to show our potential client or our client. I have one generated here that we have. When we look at the top of the report, we can see this is a real-time market report for 4060 Ventura Avenue. I am Joe Broker with my contact information. The next page is just a why list with my brokerage, just a couple marketing points to be able to talk to inside that listing presentation. If you decide to not bring a CMA, just go with the BMA, we have some talking points there. The next page is the real-time valuations. We can see the 3 AVMs that we chose. We could see the different ranges. Oftentimes, as I mentioned, their consumers going to know the Zestimate of their property, but oftentimes they don't even know that there are other AVMs out there. Again, automated valuation models, that they're even out there and what they're actually looking for or looking toward to be able to come up with this number. So what we can do right here is be able to talk to, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, thank you for having me over. I know that you have done your homework on the different valuations out there. I'm sure you saw Zestimate, but let me tell you a little bit more about what AVMs are. AVMs go out there and look at the bed and bath count of public data. You may have added a half bath or upgraded your granite countertop or what have you, but Zillow and Zestimates or any other AVM out there really doesn't know of that. So therefore, they can't really tell a fair, accurate valuation of your property. They're computer generated models. No computer can walk your home and tell that you've added that addition or added that half bath or what have you. And so I appreciate you calling me over here to be able to walk your beautiful home and to be able to give a real analysis here on pricing. I was able to come up with, I believe it should be between 1.25 and 1.5 based on the certain features that I saw in the updated granite countertop that you have in your kitchen. You know, that wasn't taken into account when these AVMs came about. So we're able to have that conversation, hitting that elephant in the room right off the bat inside of that listing presentation when you're speaking with that homeowner. We continue to scroll. And here's where buyer data starts, as I mentioned at the top, where we can talk about the demand side, what buyers are doing right now and how that really affects the market. So we can talk about that CMA and comps and listings and supply. Now we could round out the conversation with the buyer data and back up what we just said with that, believe the pricing, we should be at 1.25 to 1.5. We've got our buyer heat map here, which represents buyer activity and where people are searching right now. So we can see that this is a medium active activity area. So we can see that there's nice movement inside the market. There's nice demand inside the market, particularly in this zip code. So this is great that it's backing up our opinion of the valuation of the property. And furthermore, as we continue to scroll, we've got more data, buyer data and demand data that we can show. We can see at the top of this online activity funnel, it's online activity in the last 90 days. On top, we see the online activity in the last 90 days inside of Florida. And then we start drilling down to more relevant data to the property. So we see online activity within a 5-mile radius, within a 5-mile radius in the home's price range, online activities with a 5-mile radius within the home's price range looking for a 4-bedroom count, which this property is. So that's great to be able to see that we, as a brokerage, we harness that data, and we really believe in using that power to be able to give true insights into the market, what buyers are looking at right now. We could see by bedroom count, 35% of the market right now is looking for a 4+ bed. That's pretty strong considering this property is a 4-bed property. We can see by price range, awesome to see that in this market, between 500 to $1 million, we can see that there's strong 1 to 2, a lot of activity. So it's great to see. This is very, very powerful information to be able to show this homeowner. Ultimately, we can scroll and to be able to have this conversation with the homeowner saying that, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, I know that you've had, 3 other agents over here talking about how they can attract all these buyers. They can put a sign up in the front yard and put your house on a million different websites. Well, we're going to do that traditional marketing too here. But here's how we're different. As you can see, I have already identified that we have 10 buyers working within our brokerage right now that are looking for a property just like yours. As soon as you sign this exclusive agreement here, I can reach out to these 10 buyers agents to see if they can come over and see the property or see if we can get a deal done. This is a huge opportunity and a huge differentiator inside these listing presentations where we can really separate ourselves and really drive home and get that agreement signed so we can get this on the market. This is the last page of the 6-page PDF, and we hope that we're landing the agreement at this point. So we were able to check out the report, how to speak to it, how to generate it, why we would use it, when we would use it. So I hope this was a helpful webinar as we went through the BMA, the buyer market analysis. One last thing I want to show you is that inside of your account, if I scroll over my name, we do have a help center that is great, as I mentioned earlier, that's got those webinars, those videos, those articles for anything that you may need if you have any additional questions after this. So if I click on help, it brings us directly to our help center, which you can search. It's got a search function. If you want to learn about the BMA, it'll suggest articles, best practices, how to create, what's on the BMA to walk you through it. And again, please join the Buyside Insiders group on Facebook. Or if you have any questions, please reach out to our world-class support team and they can help you from there. Again, thank you for attending. Have a great day.